If you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you've probably heard people say, a nursing home is where you'll be safe, cared for, and never lonely again. That's what I believed too. Until the day I actually moved into one. Today, I'm going to share with you 6 hard truths I learned from my experience, and from talking to dozens of other residents, truths that no glossy brochure or well-meaning relative will ever tell you. This isn't about scaring you. It's about giving you the real picture, so you can make the right choice for your future happiness, health, and peace of mind. Truth number 1, the loss of independence hits harder than you think. When I first walked into my new home, it didn't feel like mine at all. The walls were plain, the furniture was identical to everyone else's, and I quickly realized that freedom, something I had taken for granted, was now in short supply. Simple decisions like what time I wanted to eat, when I wanted to go outside, even how late I could keep my light on, were suddenly under someone else's control. Researchers from the Journal of Applied Gerontology have found that loss of autonomy is one of the biggest predictors of depression among nursing home residents. Even when care is excellent, the shift from being in charge of your own life to being scheduled by someone else can feel suffocating. Real-life example. My neighbor in the nursing home, Mrs. Patel, was an early riser all her life. She loved having her morning tea at 5:30 a.m. while watching the sunrise. In the nursing home, breakfast didn't start until 8 a.m. Staff were kind, but rules were rules. She stopped waking up early altogether, saying, "What's the point?" It's not that staff are cruel, it's just that managing dozens of residents means individual preferences get lost in the system. What you can do instead, if you're considering a nursing home, visit unannounced at different times of day. See how flexible they are. Ask about resident choice policies. Some modern facilities are more adaptable, but many aren't. Truth number 2, loneliness doesn't always go away. One of the biggest myths about nursing homes is that they're full of social life and friendship. Yes, you're surrounded by people, but that doesn't mean you'll connect with them. A 2021 study published in The Lancet Healthy Longevity found that over 50% of nursing home residents reported feeling lonely most of the time, despite being in communal living situations. Why? Different life backgrounds make bonding harder. Mobility and hearing problems limit conversations. Some residents are dealing with advanced dementia and may not be able to engage socially. When I first moved in, I thought I'd be playing cards and chatting every evening. But many residents preferred to stay in their rooms. Others were too tired. I missed my old friends and neighbors who actually knew me. One lady I met, Evelyn, had been a ballroom dancer in her youth. She longed to share stories and photos, but no one around her had the same interest. She told me, "I'm surrounded by people, but I've never felt so invisible." What you can do instead, if you're planning to move into a nursing home, try to maintain outside friendships. Arrange regular calls or visits with old friends. Consider joining interest-based groups online or outside the facility if mobility allows. Truth number 3, the care isn't always what you imagined. Most nursing homes have caring staff, but they're also often understaffed. According to a 2022 report from the U.S. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, nearly 75% of nursing homes in the U.S. fail to meet recommended staffing levels. What does that mean for you? Waiting longer for assistance. Less one-on-one time with nurses. Feeling like just another patient instead of a unique individual. In my case, I once had to wait 40 minutes for someone to help me to the bathroom. Not because they didn't care, but because they were helping someone else in urgent need. The truth is, staff shortages can turn even the most beautiful facility into a frustrating place to live. What you can do instead, before choosing a nursing home, look at their staffing ratios. Ask families of current residents about their experience. And if you can, consider assisted living or home care options that allow for more personal attention. Truth number 4, your sense of privacy changes forever. In a nursing home, staff may need to enter your room for medication checks, laundry pickup, or safety rounds, often without much notice. I used to love long, quiet afternoons reading by the window. In the nursing home, there was always a knock, or sometimes no knock at all, because someone had to deliver something or check something. Some residents share rooms, which means no control over your roommate's noise or visitors. Limited space for personal belongings. Having to adjust to someone else's habits. A friend of mine, George, had a roommate who watched TV loudly every night until midnight. Earplugs became his best friend, but he never truly felt at peace. What you can do instead, if privacy is important to you, ask about single-room availability. Even if it costs more, it can make a world of difference for your mental well-being. Truth number 5, emotional health can decline faster than physical health. People often think nursing homes are only about medical care, but your emotional well-being matters just as much. A 2020 study in the Journal of Aging and Mental Health found that residents who reported feeling trapped or disconnected experienced faster cognitive decline, regardless of their physical health. When you feel like you've lost purpose, it's easy to stop engaging with life. Some residents spend entire days in bed, not because they're sick, but because they don't feel motivated to get up. I personally felt my world shrink. My days became predictable: breakfast, TV, lunch, maybe a short walk, dinner, sleep. Without the challenges and variety I had before, time felt slower, and lonelier. What you can do instead? Keep hobbies alive. Volunteer in small ways within the facility. Ask about programs that let you connect with younger generations. Many nursing homes now have partnerships with schools or youth groups. Truth number 6, it's easy to lose touch with the outside world. When you're in a nursing home, the outside world starts to feel far away. You're no longer in the middle of neighborhood life, seeing kids play outside, chatting with local shop owners, or attending community events. Over time, visits from friends and family may become less frequent, not because they don't care, but because life gets busy. I remember one Christmas when only 2 families came to visit residents on my floor. The rest celebrated elsewhere. It was heartbreaking to see so many people spending the holiday alone. Studies show that social isolation in older adults increases the risk of premature death by nearly 50%. That's how powerful human connection is. What you can do instead: make an effort to stay connected digitally. Learn to use video calls if you haven't already. Schedule visits instead of waiting for people to show up. And if mobility allows, get outside the facility regularly. Moving into a nursing home isn't always bad. Many people receive excellent care and enjoy new friendships. But it's not the paradise brochures promise. The 6 truths I've shared: loss of independence, lingering loneliness, imperfect care, reduced privacy, emotional decline, and social isolation, are things you should be ready for if you make that choice. And remember, there are other options: assisted living, in-home care, co-housing with friends, or community-based senior apartments, that may offer more freedom and connection. Your later years should be filled with dignity, choice, and joy. Don't let anyone rush you into a decision without knowing the full reality. Because once you move in, it's not just a change of address, it's a change of life.